Hey, what's going on? My name's Coach Lee Hopkins. My pronouns are he, him, his, and you're listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast. This is a podcast dedicated to helping you replace harmful patterns with new possibilities. In each episode, we'll explore topics that inspire you to be yourself, live your truth, and make lasting friendships. In this episode, we're going to talk about boredom. How to overcome boredom with the 3 C's of human activity. Are you ready? Let's go. All of us at some point in time has been absolutely bored to tears, searching for something to do, trying to find purpose and meaning and not being able to do it. So just resigning to maybe flipping through channels on the TV or laying on the couch or even taking a nap. Maybe you've tried overcoming your boredom by exploring a new hobby. That's great, right? I'll bet that provided a new stimulating experience. And it's stimulating because finding a new hobby will allow you to create something. And creating something feels esteeming. You get that esteem because you change the environment in the way that you want. When you create something, it's fulfilling and it feels good. And, watching TV, that can also provide new excitement as well. Because, you're interested in something. You're learning something new. You gain a bit of new understanding about how your environment is or what's in your environment. And that stimulation lasts for a little bit. But what happens when you finish those? Do you begin searching for a new hobby or a new TV show? That might be a chore in itself. Finding something new to consume might feel boring and unfulfilling. If you've been one of those people who has scrolled through Netflix or Hulu or Apple TV or Disney Plus or Paramount Plus deciding on what to watch and you just couldn't figure out what to watch. Or if you went to get a snack at the refrigerator and you just had no idea what to eat and you just keep going back. I don't know what I want to eat, but I know I want to eat something. I've been there. I've done that. I didn't know what I wanted to do. It just seemed like it was a whole new chore. So the idea that was supposed to be stimulating for me, the watching the TV, the finding a new hobby, supposed to be stimulating and interesting to me, but it wasn't because I didn't know what I wanted to do. We get caught up in the consuming and the creating and the consuming. My personal experience has been stuck on a seesaw between the two. I just didn't know what I wanted. I'd find myself bored because I'd be stuck in between creating and consuming. And then I didn't know what I wanted to create and I didn't know what I wanted to consume. So I'm stuck there. Create, consume, back and forth on a seesaw until I discovered I was missing that 3rd C to human activity. Connection. You see, most of us naturally want to share our experiences with others. We want to see that someone is like us, and we want to share our experiences and have them reflect back our feelings to us. So think of the last time that you enjoyed creating. It could be anything, right? Making dinner, painting, or even creating a mess. Didn't you want to share your experience with someone? If you made this really delicious dinner, do you want to talk about what you made, how you made it, where you found the recipe? Or this painting, did you do it at a painting class? Did you do it on your own, on a whim? What sparked it? Even creating a mess, you just felt like you wanted to do something different and new. What started that? You want to connect on your creativity. Or how about after you've consumed an entire series, entire season of this really great TV show? Didn't you want to find someone to recommend that to? You saw this excellent comedy special. You have to tell everybody how funny it was or how awful it was. You want to connect about your experiences. So creating and consuming is just not enough. You want to talk about the experiences that you've had and have someone understand how you feel about those experiences. And it would be best if they could reflect back the same thing. Like if you told them about your experience creating this new fancy meal and they said, wow, that's really awesome. I'm so interested in how you did that. That is what we are craving. That is our cure to boredom. Then we go back into our loop of consuming and creating and then coming out to connect with people or connect with people while we're consuming and creating. The point is that the boredom is caused because we are stuck in between consuming and creating, and never talking about how we feel about what we're doing in those moments. I guarantee you will feel more balanced when you prioritize connecting with those people who will affirm your feelings about what you create and what you consume. Now, that isn't all. One last thing, and this is probably one of the most important things to note. You can certainly find joy in sharing with others, but it is paramount that you connect with yourself by reflecting on your experiences in deep thought, by meditation and journaling. You've likely done a lot of creating and consuming, but connection is key. I'll be right back with the Answer Reddit friendship advice question. This week's Reddit friendship advice question is, I don't know how to friend. I have only a couple of friends, and one is really confusing to me. I recently had a baby, so my life is completely changed, but I worked really hard to help my friend with her wedding. I couldn't do as much as I wanted because of my limitations in making my baby my first priority, but I threw her a bridal shower, paid for it, and some of her bachelorette, and I did as much planning as I could for her wedding. She was the maid of honor in my wedding 5 years ago, and I agreed she did more, but again, my baby changed things. She's been very cold ever since the wedding, and I feel like I let her down. I got to go on a vacation with my family and my husband bought a new car, and she seems envious. She doesn't ask me any questions about my life or baby, and just presents her problems to me constantly or doesn't talk to me at all. We've been friends for like 10 years. And am I doing something wrong? I'm not good at friendships, so I assume I could do it better. But then again, it seems so one-sided. I wish she'd showed interest in the most important thing to me, my baby. Well, Redditor, I appreciate that you wrote this. I thank you for sharing. I think that off the top of my head, you asked if you're doing something wrong, and no. I'd like to put out that idea that we're never doing anything wrong. We're just here learning from our experiences. We're learning and we're growing from it. And so what you're looking for is your friend to be interested in your baby, in your experiences and your life. You want to essentially connect with her. And that is what we all want in our friendships. We want to feel connected. We want to feel supported. We want to feel understood. And right now, she's not giving any of that. And I also believe that we only give, we share what we project what we feel, I guess. So you're feeling that your friend is making you feel unsupported. Well, she's showing that she's not interested in you. And it seems like she's unreasonably, that's my own throw in there though, unreasonably disconnected from you because you do the best that you can. And she expects more. So the conflict or the situation, the confusion is why or what's causing her to be upset with you when you're obviously doing the best you can to be a good friend and reciprocate what she has done for you in your wedding 5 years ago. She did more, but again, your baby changed things, as you said. And I think that's very reasonable for you to share with her. I wonder, have you ever had this kind of conversation? Have you had this conversation with her about specifically your concerns? Because I think this is a really great opportunity to share your concerns with her and exactly what behaviors, because you listed behaviors here. And it seems like you said she's been cold ever since the wedding, and I feel like I let her down. Yes, you may have let her down in some way, but that is worth talking about. That is what you should be talking about, is that feeling that you have. And the why or the reason you have those feelings. You've identified specific behaviors, and you also have a narrative running in your head, doing the comparison, believing that, you would both be there and equally contribute to each other, but things have changed for her. It's just worth noting to talk about that. There may be something else going on completely with her. She could be envious of your situation. She could be frustrated and sad about things that are going on that has nothing to do with you, right? But you want to focus on what you've noticed and how you feel about what you've noticed. You want to connect with her, because all we want is to have someone understand us and our experiences. So when you do this, though, I hope that you would be able to keep an open mind, because although you're the one presenting your grievance here, because things have changed, I hope that you don't present it as a grievance, just some observations. I've noticed that you haven't asked about this, or you haven't asked about that, and I feel sad. I feel sad because I want to share this stuff with you, right? And so when you open up, this is complete vulnerability on your part. There's no accusations. There's no, I don't feel like you care about me. It's all about you, behaviors that you've noticed, and how you feel about those behaviors. And that's it. You leave it at that, and then you let her speak. And what comes out may surprise you. It may have nothing to do with you. It may have everything to do with you, but giving her that space will allow you to do so. So I recommend you try doing something like that, expressing what you see and how you feel about what you see, and let them speak to you without judging them, without trying to explain yourself to them. Just let them be and listen, and see where you can find a connection. See where you can try and understand how they might feel. If they say, oh man, you had this baby and it ruined everything in my life, I know you want to smack her. I know you want to, but that's how she really feels. And you're just putting it out there. She knows that the baby ain't going back. She knows that. Your relationship has to go forward, and her speaking her truth and her sharing that with you and allowing you to hear that can help you get clarity around what's confusing about why she's behaving the way she is. You're going to get some information. You're going to connect. So I hope that helps. I know you didn't ask me to answer the question, but I did. And again, I hope that helps you. Best of luck. Take care. My name is Coach Lee Hopkins, and you have been listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast. You can find me at patternsofpossibility.com and on all social media at Patterns of Possibility. And as always, I want to encourage you to be yourself, live your truth, and there you'll make lasting friendships.